Hello YouTube gardeners. It's a beautiful day in Southern California today. We've got some cloudy weather. We had a little bit of rain this morning. And it's time to get some more potatoes going in my raised bed. You can see that the potatoes are dying back. It's time to get some harvested. I have red potatoes in here and russet potatoes. And you could also see I've been growing spinach on the outskirts of the bed, and that's going into seed. And I've decided that I need to add another raised bed for growing potatoes. I could grow a few plants in this 4x4 bed, but it's just not big enough. So I'm going to add one 4x8, and then I'll have two beds I'll be growing potatoes out of. And I'll probably focus on red potatoes growing out of this one, and then the larger one I'll grow russet potatoes, and of course growing greens on the outskirts. And you can see here that basically the way I'm growing potatoes is a mulch system. So I've got lots of great, oh, look at this guy. Got lots of beautiful soil, rich soil here. Got this darn pill bug. Totally infested with these guys. Lots of rich soil, high in organic matter, and I basically buried a whole potato. So this red potato is grown from a whole red potato that had lots and lots of the eyes sprouting out, lots of roots, and then covered it with a thick leaf mulch. And it was several inches. It's rained and it's since then packed down, but it was probably a good 6 inches of this leaf mulch. And they're growing great in this type of condition, so it's working out really well. So I'm going to go ahead and first do a harvest, and then I will go through planting and growing potatoes. But real quick, I'm going to harvest a head of lettuce. Got these beautiful heads that are going to bolt probably next week because it's going to be in the upper 80s, even 90s, low 90s at some point. So this guy is just so beautiful. I'm gonna get this guy harvested. Got a nice one over there, couple over there, and then of course I've got lots of others that are at the more beginning stages that will be ready in a couple weeks. As I started removing all of the leaf mulch, you can see here potatoes are right at the surface, but they were growing protected under the mulch. Oops. Getting some sun, my bud? Hey pumpkin, are you about ready to eat the spinach? I didn't know you like spinach. I know these guys like the spinach. These guys are frustrating me. I'm totally infested with pill bugs. And they're really not a big deal in my potato beds, but I'll tell you, they're taking out some of my early cantaloupes and watermelons. They love sucking on the stems, and then obviously it destroys the young plant. So I'm really battling these guys. My whole property is infested with these little tiny crustaceans. When I was a little girl, I loved them, and I'd flip them over so that they wouldn't dry out on their backs. So I was constantly saving them. My mom thought I was nuts, and now I know why. All right, so I'm gonna go through one more time and make sure that I got all of the potatoes, but there may be some small ones left, but I got most of them. Got a really nice potato harvest here, some really big, beautiful ones. They're mostly medium and small, but do have some really nice big ones and some really nice medium ones. And really I want to get to where I have 4 stages of potatoes growing, because in Southern California you could basically grow all year long. These guys were planted in the late fall and they made it through the frost. They did get some frostbite, but I covered them up, and they're obviously heavily mulched with the leaf mulch here. Hey buddy. And so for the most part they did fine, but I want to get to where I have 4 groups growing at all times so that I can have a potato harvest 4 times a year. Another one. So I just keep collecting them, and then I'll drop them in the green waste. And tonight, before I get these guys planted, I've decided, well actually I'll go ahead and plant them. They're not going to be bothered by the pill bugs. I'm going to be adding lots more compost in here, get it blended, get these guys 4 inches deep, like I just mentioned. Probably deeper than that. Make sure that the eye roots are facing up, and then get about 5 inches of leaf mulch on top. And I'm going to go ahead and use the leaves that I had previously, and then put the fresh leaves on top and spread out the soaker hoses. Now my potatoes get the soaker hoses that a couple times a week will go through and run a cycle, but it's not a lot of water. I basically water them once a week on a Saturday. They get a really good water, and then of course the mulch keeps them nice and moist. You can grow your potatoes in a container the same way. Just get some really good soil, rich in organic matter, and then get a bunch of leaf mulch and cover it, and that's about it. I wasn't hilling them or anything, and it's a pretty good potato harvest. It's a nice deep bowl. Really, I'd like to get to where I'm coming out to the garden and just harvesting up a plant and having potatoes for that week. So I think planting 4 times a season and then just coming out within those couple of months and harvesting up a plant that is done, because the potatoes will keep in the ground for quite some time as well. So then I will have potatoes available throughout the year. Also, my grandpa from Yugoslavia used to grow potatoes, and my mom was telling me that he would put pine needles under the potato. So I'm going to try that. We've got pine needles on our property, so I'll get the pine needles, put them down in the hole, and place the potato on it, cover it with the soil rich in compost, organic matter, and then cover it with the leaf mulch. And I'm trying a larger russet variety this time. This is just an organic russet from the grocery store. So didn't get to it, we didn't get to eating it, and of course, you know, the eyes start growing their roots, so they'll be perfect for planting now. Alright, well that's it. I'm gonna collect some more pill bugs, get these guys planted, get them mulched, and we're gonna have to get another raised bed going, get some more potatoes planted. Alright, well I hope you guys enjoy your week and enjoy your garden.